In tough economic times, we found the Port of LA is spending more than $1 million of your money renovating its yacht.
It's a project that was supposed to cost far less, but as investigative reporter David Goldstein found out, the price tag just keeps going up.
So as you can see, this is still a work in progress.
Over budget and more than a year behind schedule, the City of LA's 73-foot yacht, the Angelina II, just sits at the port.
As you can see, we have a lot of advanced technology.
It's being modernized, renovated, and now hundreds of thousands of dollars over budget. So far, costing more than $1 million in public money. You're paying for it.
Do you think it's extravagant to spend $1 million on a tour boat?
No.
Public money, $1 million?
No. We stand by our need to have a tour boat to show our stakeholders the port.
The stakeholders are companies that use the Port of LA, a city agency.
Don't stand in front of my camera, sir.
Last year, the head of the port, Geraldine Natz, didn't want to talk about the renovations when we first reported on the Angelina.
Why are you spending so much money on the city yacht?
The port has owned the yacht since 1998. It's used for public relations tours of the harbor, 2-hour trips for free for just about any group. We obtained the ship's logs from previous years, which show the names of thousands of people who've been on board. Some do business with the port, but many are just there for a free ride, like this cruise for people from the YWCA, and this one for members of the exclusive Jonathan Club.
It was February of last year when the port announced the Angelina was going to be equipped with a new hybrid system. It was expected to be in the water by last spring. Now they're saying the end of this year, and the costs have skyrocketed.
This is the main battery room, 25 lithium-ion batteries each side.
The port installed 50 batteries and other high-tech gear to make the yacht all electric. But so far, the technology hasn't been given approval by the Coast Guard, so the Angelina sits while the costs add up. The original estimate for renovations was $700,000, but the actual cost so far is just over $1 million and counting. More than $435,000 came from the port. The rest, $571,000, is federal taxpayer stimulus money that's supposed to be used to create jobs.
How many jobs were created for this yacht?
I'll be more than happy to get back to you.
She never did.
It was a bad idea to begin with.
Congressman Darrell Issa is chairman of the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. When we first reported on the yacht, he shot off this letter to the port and launched an investigation, ultimately finding no laws were broken, but he still doesn't agree with how taxpayer money is being spent.
This was an awful use of taxpayers' money from the get-go. This yacht was simply going to give tours and demonstrate that it can be done with an electric motor, when in fact, that's not really what the Port of Los Angeles is selling.
Is that money wisely spent these days?
Well, it troubles me.
Mayor Eric Garcetti stopped short of saying the Angelina should sail off in the sunset, but did say he'd look into how it's being used.
I'm going to be comprehensively reviewing whether or not it's being used for city business or for junkets, whether it's being used for the serious sales that needs to happen at a port, or whether it's being used simply as a recreational vehicle.
But right now, it's not being used for anything, just floating at the dock after the port sunk in more than $1 million in public money. David Goldstein, CBS 2 News.
Port officials say the earliest the yacht could be ready would be next month, but more likely toward the end of the year.
More drama for George Zimmerman.